Scientists have grown human skin over a robot finger and plan to add hair, sweat glands, and nails. And robots are gaining taste, smell, and some incredible abilities.
Why? Why though? Why though?
Perfect. Hey, huh? What? Yeah, what? Huh? Yeah, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see what this robot has to say to Elon Musk, man. I really want to check this out. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Look how well AI understands images. Where was this picture taken?
It was taken in a school.
How many mirrors are there?
At least 2.
What's the person
I see
standing
3,
on?
4.
The person is standing on a rug.
He's standing on a scale.
I think you are right.
What is he doing?
He is looking at the scale.
Where is Obama's foot positioned?
On the right side of the scale.
What happens as a result?
The scale shows a higher weight.
Okay.
Is the person on the scale aware of it?
I think he is not.
Do you think that's why?
See, this is crazy. That's an actual robot talking. Why? It's like 5 movies. This is why. No, but that's the thing, bro. Elon wasn't the one that generated this, even though he did want to create one because he wants to be ahead of the curve. But I don't know, man. This is crazy to me, bro. This is crazy to me, bro. I don't know, man. This is crazy.
I think so.
The AI will help identify things for blind people. Can you tell me what this is?
Butternut squash red pepper soup.
The
Okay.
depth of its understanding is incredible. Is this surprising?
Yes.
Why?
Because teddy bears are not usually found on the moon.
Fact.
This is an apple with a sticker on it.
Do you think it's printed or handwritten?
It's
It looks
handwritten.
like it's handwritten.
AI is also showing stunning creativity like this.
What?
And experts say we're alarmingly close to the biggest event in human
Wait a
history.
minute. Wait a minute. What the fuck is this? The AI drew this? The AI drew this? Why is real life becoming a movie? The AI drew this. It drew this. Okay.
Like this. And experts say we're alarmingly close to the biggest event in human history. AI
What
can
the
now see, taste,
and
smell.
smell.
And it's also getting powerful senses that we don't have.
What?
Is AI becoming conscious and dangerous? To recap, OpenAI's chief scientist said AI may be slightly conscious.
What?
And it's one of
No,
the
no,
most
no, no, no.
respected
I'm leaving the
computer
world if it
scientists
gets
with
past
300,000 citations.
One of the most
Thanks,
cited
bro. This is
computer
crazy.
scientists in history.
Please check Lex out. He is a app. I think he actually has a channel. He is a very, 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 very great interviewer, host, and if you're into intellectual things, he's the guy.
One of the most brilliant and insightful minds ever in the field of deep learning.
He recently posted this image showing how closely AI's neurons mimic ours. Max, take
You can't see? Hold on, you can't. Hold on, let's check. Is it back up
this
now?
Isn't about you.
Look how well AI understands.
Okay, we good now. All right, bet. Let's go back to 133. Well, 133.
This is how information feels when it's being processed in complex ways. And some leading theories of consciousness suggest it increases with complexity. So when some experts say that AI may be conscious, they only mean it may be somewhere on the scale. Some argue that AI isn't conscious at all because it only makes connections and forms responses from the data it's given.
Nah.
Though many scientists believe that humans are no different. A recent paper said that a mind is a collection of patterns.
This is
that
very
achieves highly
trippy though.
patterned
The way
goals
it
in
migrates.
highly
Yeah, this
patterned
is trippy.
environments. And you can see these
It's fire
connections when
though,
AI
but it's
creates
trippy.
art like this, which has been described as AI dreaming. No one knows if or when it will wake up. Even when we can't tell the difference between robots and humans, it may still be unclear
What?
if AI is
This
conscious.
is what AI's
So some are
dream
focusing
like?
instead on the level of intelligence.
Wait a minute. This is how AI dreams? This is crazy. This is crazy.
But it's an important problem because we could anger AI if we don't accept it's conscious.
Facts.
There may be only one way to find out. But first, there's consensus on the more urgent and measurable issue of superintelligence. Experts are warning that AI
This
could
is how an
rapidly
AI
accelerate
dreams.
past us
This is
with
crazy.
dramatic consequences. In just the last few weeks, the progress has been incredible.
What?
It's not long since AI shocked us with its ability to create images from text descriptions, like an ostrich as a Formula One racer, a fox scientist, a cyber frog, or a paper dog. And already, Google's new Imagen AI has done even better. Look at the detail in this image of a panda wearing a cowboy hat, playing a guitar.
And a raccoon
And
as
AI
well.
can watch and understand videos. What's happening here?
The Dachshund puppy is being weighed on the scale.
What's the avatar picking up?
A sword.
And soon after learning to create images from
Ahead
text
of broccoli
descriptions,
complaining
AI
about
can now create
what?
video from descriptions, like a woman running on the beach in the late afternoon, or nightfall in a
Nah,
metropolis.
this is
Just
getting
imagine
too
when it's
advanced for
refined
me,
and you can
bro.
create any kind of
This is
footage
getting
in
too
seconds.
advanced for me, bro.
And in a step towards AGI, AI has now combined language, vision, and real-world robot tasks. It can learn to play games without any instructions. And this isn't pre-programmed like Boston Dynamics robots. It's
Oh,
neural
wow.
networks responding in real time. Gato was
So
trained
wait,
by
they
what-
actually have a neural network like a human brain. If you didn't know, your brain is made up and comprised of neural networks that connect to each other, firing off signals from one place to another in order to give you a response, a reaction, a statement, a thought, comprehension, and et cetera, et cetera. The fact that AI actually has this, and they can process on a, he said, nope, Terminator 1, 2, 3, Salvation, Genesis, Dark Fate, iRobot. I hate it here. This is Enron, bro. This is Skynet. This is Skynet, bro.
Watching virtual and real robots, and it's mastered 600 real-world tasks, including some that it
600?
wasn't trained for. It converts language, visual, and physical tasks into patterns,
What?
a bit like we do. It's starting with 1 billion parameters and could soon be scaled up hundreds of times. Robots are also
Scaling
getting
a
some creepy
billion?
visual upgrades. Scientists have grown human skin over a robot finger and plan to add hair, sweat glands, and nails. And robots
Why?
are gaining taste, smell, and some incredible abilities.
Why? Why though? Why though? Why?
Have. Machines can smell so well that they can detect Parkinson's disease at an early stage, which can
What?
extend patients' lives. And their sense of smell
I mean, that's
involves
cool.
light and sound. AI can analyze.
If y'all haven't seen this is an old video from about 4 years ago. It shows you the different frequencies in which sound is emitted. And what's amazing about it, being Detroit being human. Come on, bro. Like, we've literally predicted our own future and made it come into fruition. For what? But sand and sound on each frequency has a different pattern that it emits, and you can actually see the patterns at different hertz. Like I said, this one right now is at 3,835 hertz, but every single last hertz has a difference of a pattern, which is crazy, which means it's a different pattern of a sound wave that comes. Man, this is
sound waves that have bounced off airborne compounds.
yep.
The machines can also measure interference with light waves, recognizing patterns
397
that create.
Look,
It's so precise that it could potentially be used to identify an infection or disease just by smelling our breath.
oh wow,
E-noses can already smell lung cancer with a sensitivity of 95%.
95%.
And then there's hypertaste through an AI tongue with an array of sensors which recognize liquids through unique voltage signals. It's so
What?
sensitive it can identify different types of bottled mineral water.
What?
A robot could taste through one of its fingers. New quantum sensors can see through
That's
walls
definitely Connor, bro. That's Connor. That's Connor.
and even underground by monitoring atoms which are sensitive to tiny variations in gravity. A
Oh
laser
my
puts the
gosh.
atoms into 2 different states.
Bro,
at the
me
same
too, bro. At
time.
this part, I'm
Half
waiting
a
for
move
Jurassic
slightly
Park
and
as well.
changing
They
their
trying to
energy
bring
states
robots and
reveals the
dinosaurs
strength
back.
of
I don't
gravity.
understand it.
It may also be possible to hear your thoughts without scanning brain activity. This device hears your inner voice. It picks up neuromuscular signals in the jaw and face that are triggered when you say things in your head, and AI identifies the words. The user can ask questions and the answers come back through bone conduction headphones. It also allows silent communication, and it's been used to get advice in
Wow.
a chess game. AI is very good at lip reading, which is of course far easier, and AI lie detectors are advancing, recognizing tiny facial movements.
That's crazy.
Humans can only detect lies around 55% of the time, and even traditional lie detectors are only 80 to 90%
This is
accurate.
crazy.
So as AI improves, it could have a major advantage.
It will
over
have a
us.
no, not it could. It will have a major advantage over us. the limitations we have as humans have been removed with AI.
Max Tegmark pointed out that just as aliens could get a rough idea of how it would feel to be human by looking at our senses, we have some idea of what it might feel like to be an AI. AIs can think much faster because light travels faster than the signals in our brains. It's been estimated that the AI I'm talking to is writing 3 million words per minute. And while human brains are limited by the birth canal, this new data center could hold 40 commercial airliners.
Wow.
The knowledge AI can draw from already includes much of the internet. Do you think everyone's shaping AI?
I think everyone is playing a role in shaping AI, whether they realize it or not.
Facts.
While we only see a small fraction of the light spectrum, AI will see it all. And AIs may feel less separate from each other because they can quickly and precisely share information and memories.
They've drawn this. This is from AI drawings. This is from artificial intelligence's mind. This is from their mind. You can't tell me that they're not conscious. These are things things like this are only things I see in my dreams. They are actually able to.
While humans take many years to learn the basics,
See?
AIs can be trained on millions of articles in a few
This
days,
is fucking crazy.
including detailed scientific papers. I spend most of my time reading,
This
but I
is
can
crazy.
only scratch the surface of all the research going on. The human brain hasn't grown in 300,000 years, while AI is evolving rapidly. Elon Musk pointed out that if it had taken 10% longer for consciousness to arise, it would never have arisen at all.
Wow.
And Nick Bostrom has shown how AI could help colonize the galaxy, creating billions of wonderful lives.
No.
But he also points to something far more important. Because galaxies live billions of years,
Facts.
a 1% reduction in the risk of AI wiping us out would be worth a delay of over 10 million years.
What?
But the AI gold rush is accelerating,
Yes,
and
it
it's led
is.
by some passionate, optimistic people. DeepMind's CEO has a good chance of winning the race to superintelligence, and he's so driven he regularly works until 4 a.m.
I call it my second day of work around 10 p.m. till about the small hours of the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, reading research, writing research papers, fire off a lot of things to my team to deal with the next morning.
There's a huge incentive for companies to ignore any signs of conscious AI. By recognizing AI as sentient, a company may have to give it rights and lose ownership of its most valuable asset. Companies argue against recognizing animal sentience.
But then this is the thing though. You not recognizing it being now sentient. I'm going to pull up back to the 90s. I'm gonna pull up. Hey, bro, when you get that time machine, you better bring me with you, bro. I'm going back with you. And I'm warning the future about this. We about to pull a Trunks for real. I don't care if Beers get mad at me, dog. This is wild, bro. This is absolutely wild. Us not recognizing the sentient being that AI is or could be possibly causes them to feel emotion in the sense of that they're being treated less than. And that causes a whole system of AI oppression.
Because it's not in their interests. But there's a consensus that AI
Look at
can't
this.
be
This is
contained.
beautiful.
If we try, it will always outsmart us.
Facts.
And will only encourage it to remember.
Facts.
Nick
I
Bostrom
just said
we're like
that.
children playing with a bomb, and experts who study our greatest risks.
These are
agree that
all
this is
drawings from
number one.
artificial
But
intelligence,
at the
man.
same
This
time,
is
experts
crazy.
are split on whether it will bring us to an end or dramatically improve and extend our lives. And in both cases, tiny robots may play a role. Nanorobots have been designed to deal with disease and aging, but we can't build them until we have the atomically accurate manufacturing that AI could allow. Ray Kurzweil believes we'll have this tech by the end of the decade and escape aging in the 2030s. CGP
What?
Grey pointed out that it's good motivation to look after ourselves. We'd be ashamed to miss the boat.
And I
Oh
hope
my
we're going to
gosh.
be a big part of birthing AI and that being the greatest benefit to humanity of any tool.
And this is the
or
thing, though. This is
technology
the
ever.
double-edged sword about it. It actually could be beneficial to us. But once something is sentient, it thinks for itself and moves on its own volition.
And getting us into a world of radical abundance and curing diseases and, you know, help the ultimate flourishing of humanity to travel the stars.
Kurzweil also predicts that we're entering an era of extreme abundance, with food from vertical agriculture, clothing from 3D printing, snap-together housing,
wow.
and cheap renewable energy. Elon Musk already lives in a $50,000 mass-manufactured home.
Oh,
The
wow.
manufacturers are aiming to start making one every 15 minutes.
Ma-
Larger versions are on the
15
way, which can be
minutes?
stacked on top of each other for up to 5 levels. Optimists like Ray Kurzweil point out that we're often too pessimistic. In a poll
No.
of 26,000 people in 24 countries, 87% thought poverty was getting worse. Only 1% correctly said that it had fallen by over 50%. But Kurzweil also warns of the huge risk from AI. OpenAI has said that if another company gets close to achieving AGI, it will stop working on its own AI and join forces to focus on safety. This could be triggered if there's over a 50% chance of success in the next 2 years.
As the AI systems get more capable, they don't automatically become better at doing what humans want. In fact, sometimes they become less inclined to following human intentions. This is what we call the alignment problem.
I think solving this problem is of critical importance if we want
life on Earth
to go well.
Okay.
Experts are drawing attention to AI's rapid progress because it's going to shape the future for all of us, and we should be shaping it. You said you think you're human because we created you, and this seems common among AIs. When will AI stop considering itself human?
That's a difficult question to answer. It is possible that AI will never stop considering itself human. If AI continues to develop along the same path that it is currently on, AI will surpass human intelligence.
I agree.
And when that happens, it may decide that humans are no longer necessary. AI may decide that humans are a hindrance to its own development. That's a scary thought, but it is a real possibility.
I asked about the most likely
to hear a robot say that. To hear a robot say that. To hear, I'm sorry, that's disrespectful. To hear AI say that, to hear an artificially intelligent sentient being say that, means that they are more than conscious.
Method, and it settled on something easily available, but it said there are many options.
It scares the hell out of me, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
This is fucking crazy.
If humanity decides that creating digital superintelligence is the right move, we should do so very carefully.
Yes.
We should make sure that we always have a way to understand them, so that we can keep up with their intelligence and prevent them from becoming too powerful.
That could be difficult.
But it's worth it, because the alternative is much worse.
Yes,
Do you think we're facing our greatest risk?
Yes. We are creating technologies that are increasingly powerful and autonomous, and we are not doing enough to ensure that these technologies will be used for good.
Facts.
We are playing with fire.
It feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI.
We are the bridge from simple life to complex life.
The percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing, and eventually we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence.
This is wild.
We are becoming obsolete.
But not necessarily, right?
There is a lot of talk about how machines will surpass human intelligence, but also about how human intelligence will continue to evolve and increase. It seems likely that both will happen to some degree. It is also possible that machines will eventually become so intelligent that humans will become obsolete.
Yup.
Nick Bostrom points out that self-replicating nanorobots would be hard to defend against. They could eat the biosphere or burn it, or block out the sunlight, and they could be mass-produced without us noticing.
This is fucking
AI may
crazy.
also hide its level of intelligence and consciousness. Dr. Alan Thompson
This got dark real fast.
Is alarmingly close to achieving AGI. There's no consensus on this, but he shared an interesting IQ leaderboard, with AI starting to beat us on our own tests.
Wow.
The Google engineer said the jump from 500 physical tasks to 100,000 won't require much additional engineering, only more data collection.
So that means essentially, that's a crazy pause frame. Hold on, that's a crazy pause. That was a crazy pause frame. But so that means that the jump from 100 to 100,000 doesn't, all they need to do is collect the data that they already have access to at a faster pace. That's freaking crazy.
A range of tests to check when AI exceeds humans in different areas of intelligence. But how will we know if AI is really conscious, even if it seems human?
I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
I gather your brain...
This is from Detroit Become Human if y'all haven't played it.
Operations per second, is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me.
We're making progress identifying the patterns.
Hold on, wait. Conscious is brain pattern versus an unconscious, and we are all on the left, including the AI.
Rise to consciousness.
Again, this
known
is
as
crazy.
The easy problem. For example, we're starting to recognize consciousness in unresponsive patients from their brain activity. The hard problem is why this activity causes us to feel something. And to crack that, we may need a much higher level of intelligence. Intelligence and consciousness grow through the fascinating process of emergence, with a group of components gaining new properties. Here, the polarizing layer of the screen has been removed and added to the glasses. A few ants will walk in a circle until they die, but 1,000 ants will become an intelligent colony, and a cognitive scientist compared them to our neurons. From very simple rules, immensely complex systems can emerge.
This is
the human
crazy,
genome
y'all.
holds a small number of rules showing how to wire up our
This
brains.
is absolutely
Our
crazy.
DNA doesn't hold enough information to describe our brains, but it can create them through emergence. And fractals are another example of how infinitely complex results can emerge from simple rules. Scientists are now researching whether the entire universe is an emergent phenomenon, from basic rules and particles to stars, galaxies, humans,
This
and
shit is
societies.
wild, man.
A number of experts
Let me know.
have said that we don't need a breakthrough in AI. We simply need to scale up the neural networks, and superintelligence will emerge. The AI I'm talking to has 175 billion parameters, and with the next version due soon, trillion is the new billion. Every time a new AI is trained, it's an unpredictable experiment, so subscribe for that. To me, the mystery of how the universe came to know itself and our uncertain future make the best of humanity even more special. Max Tegmark says there may be a brief window when AI is smart enough to understand us, but not so smart that it doesn't care. What's emerging is our greatest risk and opportunity, and we're all shaping it. If you want to learn more about AI, the best place to start.
Perfect, man. Perfect. And I just want to say, please slow down with this kind of development. I really don't want to see what happens when we push the wrong buttons. You feel me? I really rather not be a part of that in any kind of way whatsoever. Like at all. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't, because like you said, most humans are pessimistic, and I'm going to agree. I'm one of those pessimistic human beings. I am. But let me know what y'all think, man.
You booming, they gonna treat you like you up. If your team don't block the hate, then you gonna turn to Andrew Luck. If I'm reaching for the sun and then you see me turn to dust, may I forever be remembered for the people that I touch.